What a wonderful world.
Morning and welcome to the Wonderful Hour. Between now and 4 o'clock, we trade in stuff that's wonderful. What's wonderful? Free call 0500 10 53 89 is the telephone number. I thought it might be nice to have a bittersweet Wonderful Hour. You know, we trade perhaps in the things which don't, on first reading, seem to be wonderful, but nevertheless, perhaps on reflection, provide us with some inspiration. Because life's hard, damn it. And from those items of adversity sometimes comes forth, well, if you're lucky, art, but also inspiration. The number's free call, 0500 10 53 89. It's not so much a bittersweet moment, but I got myself thinking about the future earlier on today. What a wonderful place it is, because it's where all of us choose to spend the rest of our lives. So it's a real high-value piece of real estate, the future, isn't it? Because I'll see you there. Now I'm talking about this, that, and the other, and what it's going to be like when you confront your maker. Give us a moment to think about, isn't it? You know, what are you going to tell him? Barney Curley, the great gambler, has just got his autobiography out, and he says it's time that he started doing something. He set up a charity to aid Zambia. And he says, well, what I don't want to do is get up there to the pearly gates and they say to me, what did you do? And I say, oh, well, I backed a few horses. He wanted there to be more to it than that. But it will be a moment, won't it? Anyway, what it reminded me of, this moment when you meet your maker, which you will, you see, it always reminds me of this time when we had to do some building work in the front of the house and we rented a 2-ton dump truck. Great big throbbing old diesel thing it was, with tyres about 2 feet wide. It was huge, and the racket it made. And when it was full up with ballast, it weighed about 4 tons. It was enormous. You know, it almost looked paramilitary if it had been dark green. You wouldn't have argued with it, except this blackbird, he thought the front garden belonged to him. Probably for 4 or 5 years it had, you see. But we wanted to bring the ballast as close to the house as we could, so the dump truck drove across the lawn. Hey, this little blackbird, he was having none of it. He flew down right in front of the dump truck, and he started strutting his stuff, looking up at the where there would have been headlights if the dump truck had had any, and telling it to get the heck off his lawn. Well, the dump truck, I forget the reason why, had to go back. Couldn't dump the ballast, had to back out of the garden. So after about 30 seconds of arguing between them, the workmen, the dump truck backed out of the garden. And you should have seen this blackbird celebrate what he thought was his victory over this 4 tons of man and machine and hardcore. He'd done it. He smeared that ghost's face with ink. It was a wonderful celebration. What's wonderful? Free call 0500 10 53 89. Let's talk to Rob, who calls from London. Hello, Rob. You're on Talk Radio.
What's wonderful?
Yeah, what is wonderful?
A nice bacon and egg sandwich.
Yes.
Yeah, in the morning.
Oh, yeah. With brown sauce, I hope you were going to say.
Yeah, I told your operator that as well. You like brown sauce too?
Yeah, and white rubbishy bread.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, you know.
Because you can buy some of this German stuff, which is like a house brick, and it's really good for your digestive system, but we don't want that anywhere near our fried eggs, do we?
No.
No.
Lovely, sort of like, and all soggy as well.
Yeah. Tell you what I've discovered of late, and I can't get enough of it now, and that's that hot pepper sauce, the red stuff.
Oh, yeah. What, the Tabasco?
The one they make from Tabasco's.
Right.
Which is a little peppery thing.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
Gorgeous, man.
Oh, dear, I've got to try that one.
Gorgeous. And now you've got me at it. You see, it's fish and chips tonight because it's Friday, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, we don't want to live too long, do we, Rob, you and me?
Nah, I suppose not. No, we eat the junk food.
Death to muesli.
But it is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Yeah, and you eat it at the kitchen table with both your elbows on the table because there's nobody going to tell you not to.
Yeah.
And with your mouth right over the plate because you will dribble sauce and yolk.
Yeah, and usually get it on your T-shirt or shirt or whatever, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Rob, thank you for the thought. Free call 0500 10 53 89. Philip calls from Harrow. Hello, Philip. What's wonderful?
Hello, Tommy.
Hi.
Spitfires.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just like when you were a schoolboy, that's all you ever played with or anything, but something happened a couple of weeks ago. I went to pick up my mum, who's nearly 70, to do some babysitting. And as I was driving down towards where she lives, sort of in a distance near the park, there was obviously a model aeroplane flying. But when I got out of the car, there was that distinctive roar of a real Merlin engine.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, I didn't know what it was about, but when I knocked at my mother's door and I just said, there's a Spit, I think that's as far as I got. I was mown down. I mean, she's nearly 70.
Yeah.
And what was wonderful is we saw this plane just doing aerobatics all over the place.
Yeah.
It was like she was a little girl again. She was actually jumping up and down with her hands clenched, and it was amazing to see.
Well, I was watching the same display. I shouldn't be at all surprised. I think they had a Hurricane as well and a Messerschmitt. And there was even a little mock dogfight they did. And oh, how the crowd cheered when the Messerschmitt was seen off.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't forget the fact that they are all killing machines, but my mum grew up in the war, and obviously she's got all those memories, and it really hit home to me with just the look on her face when she saw this thing of, it symbolised freedom.
Well, you think of one machine, one machine, which played a bigger part in making sure that we still speak English and still have a vote in this country. I can't think of one. I can't think of one war machine to which we owe a greater debt. Can you?
Nope. I think it's a symbol, and I just see it. Well, I obviously love looking at airplanes anyway, but seeing my mother, I've never seen my mother looking like a schoolgirl before.
Nah.
And I think she could just brought back all the memories of all the suffering, but the victory and everything. And she just didn't expect to see a Spitfire flying over her house.
Fantastic, and good work looking after your old mum like that, Philip. You're a good lad.
See you then.
Cheerio. The number is free call 0500 10 53 89 until 4 o'clock. This is the wonderful hour on Talk Radio. There's a good argument for listening.
Good argument for listening. Tommy Boyd, the wonderful hour.
Roger calls from Newbury. Roger.
Oh, hello, Tommy.
What's wonderful?
Well, I'll tell you what's wonderful. I've just been decorating for 2 days, and it was a plain white colour, and I've got a bright yellow and a lovely green, and it's a different place. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful different house now.
Fantastic.
And the satisfaction of having a cup of tea, if you can hear this.
Go ahead.
Nice cup of tea.
Marvellous.
After the work's finished.
Yes.
All cleared up. Ready for the weekend.
I always think the thing that separates a real artist from an artisan, it's one of the most difficult things to do when you're doing a job, is knowing when you've finished.
It's the fiddly little bits that you always tend to leave.
Yes, you always think to yourself, now should I do the skirting board? Don't you see?
I'm peeling masking tape off, and it's a nice, neat line.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely.
Now you need some people to come round and tell you how clever you are.
Oh, well, I think I might get some people around the weekend, actually.
You must do that. Yes.
Nice and clean, fresh paint, chocolate biscuits dunking in the tea.
Oh, yeah. Do you dunk chocolate biscuits?
Oh, yeah.
Do you?
Not too long, because they tend to fall off.
Well, they were always at such a premium in my house when I was a boy. They were cherished, in isolation. Digestives, yes.
Oh, and those dead fly biscuits as well.
Garibaldi's?
No, sort of fruit shortcake type things.
Well, dead flies are...
currants and stuff in there. And Oh, but I know the ones you mean, the ones that come in like a flat packet, and then you break them off in segments. That's the ones you mean, isn't it?
I don't know why people, apart from ginger nuts, which are okay...
They don't dunk very well, though.
No, they don't. I don't know why people bother with biscuits other than digestives. They're all... Those pink ones. They're like ice cream wafers glued together with
I know the
cream.
Ones you mean. The ones you used to get in those square
not
tins.
Not interested in those. Or... licorice all sorts. I've never really bothered about them.
No?
Licorice all sorts. No, I don't know what it is. I'm a plain man, I suppose.
Never mind.
But
certainly a satisfying, wonderful feeling once you've finished painting.
Well, congratulations. Well done.
Thank you, Tommy.
I hope you have a nice party in your new pad.
Well, we'll have a party one day soon.
Good man. Free call 0500 10 53 89. Close your eyes if you can and think about what makes your life wonderful, as if you were about to go on the radio and say so, and you will feel the benefit. It wouldn't be a bad idea for you to try the switchboard. Make today the day you try the switchboard. If you try the switchboard now, you will get the engaged tone, but at least you will have made a start. And next time it could be your turn. Greta calls from Harrow. Greta, you're on Talk Radio. Hello.
I get a small chocolate bar, and I use it as a reward after doing a nasty job, which I hate, which is ironing shirts.
Don't you like ironing shirts?
No, I hate it.
Oh,
Every time I iron some shirt, I give myself a little reward, and I think it's wonderful to sit down for a cup of tea and eat my chocolate bar.
Yes. What sort of a chocolate bar is it? A plain one or with
fingers?
Oh, I know then. Yes. Quite exotic, really, aren't they?
Really lovely.
Just by itself, or do you wash it down?
With a cup of tea.
Lovely. Yes, that's why we need tea, isn't it? It doesn't taste any good, tea. Not really. It's just that we associate it with a moment to ourselves. That's why it's a pleasure.
Yes.
I've got a mate who comes to see us sometimes, and I'll make him a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. He never drinks it. He just likes to have it there.
Oh, I like drinking it.
Yeah. How many shirts do you have to do at a go?
I divide them up into lots of 3, and I do it several times a week. So that I haven't got too many to do at once, otherwise it's horrible.
Can't you get him into polo neck sweaters?
Not for work.
What does he do?
He works in insurance.
Well, I'm in a polo neck today, and funnily enough, so's a lot of people at Talk Radio. They're the coming thing.
Well, he's got to wear a shirt and a tie and a suit.
I'll let you get back to your fingers.
Pardon? And I get back to my fingers,
I said yes, I'll let you get back to your fingers.
Okay, thank you very much.
Free call 0500 10 53 89, that's the number. It's the wonderful hour, and we've got Julie calling from Wigan. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
What's wonderful?
I gave birth last Tuesday to a wonderful daughter, weighing 8 pounds 5 ounces.
And what's the moment from it that you will always...
Well, hearing her and holding her for the first time.
Yes.
She was covered in vernix.
Yes.
And it was a joy.
A new person in the world.
And, and for addition to the family. And a lovely sister for Shannon.
What's your new daughter's name?
We named her Keisha. Keisha Jade.
Keisha?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful name.
Yeah, I only found that out in the last week leading up to the birth. But we've been going through many name books for the last 9 months.
Yes.
So...
I bet there aren't many Keishas in Wigan.
No, there's not.
No, so there'll be no confusion when her name gets called out.
That's it. It's nice to be, it's an unusual name anyway.
Because I do Saturday morning football with a bunch of boys, and they're nearly all called Matthew.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
It is.
There's some popular names at the moment, like Joshua.
Yeah.
And that, but I thought...
Was that what it was going to be if it was a boy?
Well, no, not really. I was thinking of Callum for a boy.
Callum?
Yeah. Narrowed it down to Callum.
I always joke that if anybody has a boy and calls it Callum, then they've got to call their next boy, if one comes along, they've got to call him Storm.
Oh.
Because then he's the Callum before the storm.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
There you are. Well, anyway,
Thank you.
I hope you're getting a good night's sleep these days.
Oh, we're trying to fit it in,
Yes.
Working around them. Fitting in the bad bottle here and there.
Yes.
Thanks very much, Tommy.
Nice to talk to you.
Bye-bye, love.
Bye-bye, love. Hey, free call 0500 did. Go and give us a ring. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, the wonderful hour switchboard's a bit chock-a-block. We only fit on new callers for the wonderful hour because that's fair, isn't it? Unless it's somebody who needs to top up, and we've said to them on air, let us know how that goes. All right, so it's as democratic as it could possibly be, but keep beavering away. If you don't ask, you don't get. It's a wonderful hour. I'll remind you about our competition in just a second. You're listening to Talk Radio. There's a good argument for listening.
Talk to Tommy Boyd. Free call 0500 1053 89.
Yes, this part of the weekly agenda is, if it was an alcoholic drink, I'd see it really as a warm brandy. The rest of the week you can take your pick. It sort of veers between being a vintage tequila and a half a pint of petrol. But not the wonderful hour, no. No, they can't touch you for it. It will definitely make you feel good. You only have to wonder what you yourself would say when it's your turn. It's Andy's turn now. He's heading south on the M6. Hello, Andy.
Hi, Tommy.
Yo, boy.
Oh, I'll tell you what's wonderful. Not having to rush.
No.
Taking it easy.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. That's right. Out on the open road.
Yeah.
Trucking along.
You're tootling, aren't you?
Oh, definitely. Sitting in jams, watching people rush.
The Geordies call it your poodling.
Oh, that's it. That's why. Hey, just get out there and do it.
What are you driving?
Oh, just a little rigid.
Mm-hmm. Well, a what?
Rigid.
A what? A what?
A class 2.
What's that?
Step. You know the big ones.
Yeah.
The bend.
Okay.
It's a step down from that.
Step down from that. That's all you want, really, isn't it?
That'll do me.
You don't need to be. You don't need to be driving a village on wheels.
You're too right.
No.
Too right.
And where have you got to get to in the end?
Oh, I'm just heading home now. Right down to
nice
Winkler.
one. Nice one. And then when are you back behind the wheel?
Monday morning.
So you got the weekend?
Monday morning. Oh, definitely.
Marvellous.
Don't like to work at the weekends if I can help it.
Any plans, or are you going to couch potato it?
No, off down Forest of Dean for the weekend.
Very nice.
So, as long as the weather keeps off, you are absolutely brilliant.
You and everyone who loves you, yeah?
Oh, definitely.
Well, you
definitely.
drive safely now, won't you, boy?
Oh, I shall try to.
Right.
I shall try to. Enjoying the show.
Good lad.
Okay.
Have a good weekend. I'll talk to you again sometime.
And you, mate. Thank you very much. Okay, bye-bye.
Nick calls from Chester. Hello, Nick.
Hello, Tommy.
How are you doing?
Very well. I'm doing very well now. I wasn't before.
What?
I'll tell you what's wonderful.
Yeah.
Hiccups. The moment they finish.
Yeah.
The moment you know they've gone. I've just had hiccups for half an hour, and it was driving me around the room. I was mad.
Yeah.
And the second I dialed your radio station, they stopped.
Is that right?
That's right. Honestly, the second I pressed the button, they went, and that is wonderful. I'm so happy now.
What caused them? Do you know?
I just took a drink. I got orange juice and lemonade and one sip, and that was it. It was gone.
Yes.
It's a nightmare.
I sometimes get hiccups if I eat something hot, if I eat a chili. Do you ever get that? That one?
I'm not really a chilly person, to be honest.
No, I do.
It tends to be fizzy drinks, and it just goes on, and it just drives me mad.
Isn't it funny? Almost everybody, it's curious being a human being, isn't it? Almost everybody hates hiccups, but loves sneezing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you like sneezing?
Oh, sneezing's great. It's wonderful,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Marvellous thing.
I sneeze now with my morning paper. I think they make newspapers now out of a type of newsprint which has got some more fibres that shake loose. What paper do you take?
Read.
The
local paper,
local
the Chester Evening Leader.
Chester Evening Leader.
Yes, sir.
Have you got one to hand?
I have, yes.
Go on. Read us out a headline from page 4 of the Chester.
Well, page 4, it's all about Chester City Football Club.
Oh, dear.
And our desperate plight. It says the headline is Historic Moment for Club.
Skip to the letters page.
The letters page? Well, it's probably more letters about Chester.
Oh, is it?
Mostly. The letters page is, we must act now before it's too late. I urge the local people of Chester to get behind their local football team and attend Saturday's game against Swansea City at the Diva Stadium. I'll be there myself.
Every letter to a local paper starts, we must act now before it's too late, doesn't it?
Well, that's right, yeah.
Are there any local issues?
Local issues?
Issues, yes.
Oh, there's various things about a cycleway and and whether it should be a cycleway or a busway.
Anything about the council's plans to plant shrubs? Because you often get that.
And we've got nothing about shrubs. They're more worried about flagpoles outside the town hall. That's the main concern, I'm afraid.
Have you ever written a letter to your local paper?
I have indeed.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Was it published?
It was published last week.
Oh, you're an eminent man. What did it say?
It was about because one of the local councillors he's got this plan that Chester City should become bilingual. because our ground is on the border with Wales, half in England, half in Wales, and he said all the signs and all the announcements should be in Wales.
Oh, fellow, how wonderful! Yeah. Oh God, preserve our local papers.
So I thought I wrote a reply. Yeah.
So what did you say?
Well, I said, well, thanks for giving us all a laugh. Could he please provide? Could he provide a translation for all the terrace chants so we can sing them for the next game?
Oh dear! I must get to Chester now. You've got rid of that Brandreth idiot.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's long gone.
And I want to come up for a day's racing because you could easily got the most wonderful race course in the country.
It's the oldest race course in the country.
Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, you don't need a pair of binoculars.
No, you can just stand up. You don't even have to pay to get in. You
can pat the horses on the back on the far side of the course.
That's right, yeah.
Lovely to talk to you.
Thanks for that. Thanks, Tommy.
Take it easy.
Cheers, mate.
Julie calls the wonderful hour now from Derbyshire. Julie, you're on Talk Radio. Hello.
Hi, Tommy.
Hiya.
What's wonderful for me is I'm taking part in an amateur dramatics production starting Monday night, and it's the first time I've ever done anything like this.
What, curtain up on Monday night?
Yeah, curtain up Monday night. We've been rehearsing for 3 months now, and
Monday's unusual. It's normally curtain up on a Wednesday or a Thursday.
No, we have the opening night on a Monday, and then we go Wednesday to Saturday.
I see.
The following week.
What's the show?
It's called Sing On by Rick Abbott. It's a comedy musical.
Oh, grand. And you are?
I play a lady called Jerry Dunbar.
Nice.
It's quite a big part. It's about 300 lines.
Yeah.
So it's pretty exciting for me.
And you've not done anything like this before?
Never.
Wow.
I've just went down to my local amateur dramatics group, and they've given me this part to do, and it looks like I've just about done it.
Well, that's grand.
I'm really excited.
Well, break a leg and listen. I'm going to say something to you that everybody else will say, and yet I know that you'll never be able to do it, no matter how many times anybody says it. Okay? Enjoy yourself.
Well, I am enjoying it, so I hope I do.
All right, good.
Thanks for taking my call.
Nice to talk to you.
Okay, bye.
This is the Wonderful Hour. It is the closest we get on this station to serving you alcohol. Dean calls. He's going south. He's on the A1. Yo, Dean.
Hi, Tommy.
What's wonderful, boy?
Going home, mate.
Ah, yeah.
I've been away all week. Going home to see my little girl.
What's she called?
Nicole.
How old is she?
Just gone up to 3 next month.
So you've been away for a week?
Yeah, on a training course for work.
What do you do?
I'm an engineer.
Right, was the course of any use?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Or any of them.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Where were you staying?
In Morpeth, just off of Newcastle.
In digs or what?
Yeah, an old ambulance station.
Were you really?
Converted ambulance station.
How many of you?
14.
Oh, I bet you had some.
Plus 2 tutors.
I'm sure you had some laughs.
Yeah, the beer's cheap, so...
Grand! But hey, you're getting back to your loved ones.
Yeah, phoned them just before I left.
Yeah.
And she came on the phone.
Aww.
A little voice. When you coming home, Dad?
Oh.
Superb. Sorry?
I was going to say, and of course, as you know, she'll be a different person because a week is such a long time for a 3-year-old, and you look at them and they're older than the person you saw just 6 days ago.
Yeah, apparently she's been a bit of a terror this week, so... But Mum's going out tonight with some friends, so I've got her all to myself.
Well, that'll be lovely. Well, you drive as carefully as you possibly can.
Yeah,
very, very precious cargo.
Well, I'm only going about 2 miles an hour at the moment, so...
You'll be home in time to go to work.
Yeah.
All right, Dean. Thanks for your call.
Cheers, bye.
Going home. Going home. Going home. I'm going home. It'll be Christmas soon, and if there's one more wonderful journey to take than any train or any bus or any plane on Christmas Eve and see the presents as people are going home, I'd like to know what it is. Yeah, went there for a second. Sorry. Diana calls from London.
Tommy?
Diana!
Hello. Hi.
What's wonderful?
The new successor. Mine. You asked for a bittersweet, wonderful, poignant. And I've had a terrible summer. I have had a dog for 14 years who I absolutely adore, and he developed a tumour in his mouth at the beginning of the summer. And you know how it is, you know, I've been wondering what his quality of life is and for all this time, and we finally had to call it a day at the end of August. And I do miss him dreadfully, but we got a new puppy.
Yeah.
We've had him for about 4 weeks, and next week he'll be allowed to go out because he's had his jabs.
Whoa.
And he's gradually filling that enormous gap that the other dog left.
Yes.
And I promised myself that I would ring you when the old dog was on his last legs, and I kept thinking, when all this terrible summer is over, I shall ring the wonderful hour. And when I heard you saying bittersweet, I thought that's the one, and I must ring you. But he's not the same, but he's such a joy.
Did you buy a dog of the same breed as the one that...
No, I didn't. No, I bought one with the same... I like collies. He was a border collie. And they are sort of very hyper, and he was a bit different from the normal run of them. He was a big dog and quite a character. And I thought another border collie will never match up to this one. And so I've now got what they call a Belgian Shepherd, which is quite unusual. But he's another herding sort of dog, but a bit different. And it's going to be interesting watching.
Yes.
But thank you, Tommy.
Thank you.
It's wonderful to share it.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Thanks.
You've got lots and lots of people thinking about dogs that they have known.
Yes.
And, you know, people come and people go, and the people close to us in our lives never go, even if they do move on or pass away, whatever you want to call it. But we see our lives, don't we, in many ways, if we're dog people, as a succession of dogs.
Yes, you're right.
There's a clearer dynasty there than any king or queen can ever tack together. And I can see now Black Judy and Black and White Judy and Tansy.
That's
and, you know, and I see my life now as just being a chapter of which dog was it?
I've had dogs since I was 4. I don't know about you, but I'm serially monogamous with dogs. I've only ever...
You're more faithful to you. I'm not going to finish the sentence.
That's true.
Well, have fun.
Thanks, Tommy. Thanks.
Nice to talk to you.
And you. Bye.
Bye. Here's Ali. Ali calls from Reading. Ali, hello.
It's wonderful that I'm hoping to go ice skating tomorrow with my cousins.
Wow. With your cousins? Have you been before?
Yep.
Oh, so you can skate a bit?
Yeah.
In fact, you're probably a bit good, aren't you?
I'm okay.
Yeah. What about them?
My cousin's really fast.
Oh, right. Where do you go?
Bracknell.
Bracknell. Isn't there a lot going on in Bracknell these days?
Yeah.
Isn't there?
Yeah.
It's almost the second capital of Britain, isn't it?
I've moved, really.
Bracknell, yeah, it's heaving. You say you're hoping?
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Ooh. It's not nailed on?
Not nailed on.
No. Well, what might stand in the way?
I don't know.
Don't know, really. But I suppose what you're saying, you know, whether you focused on it or not, is that having a hope, which stands a realistic chance of being, you know, of materialising, is a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because looking forward to ice skating is made even more kind of delicious.
Yeah.
By the fact that you're not absolutely certain you're going to do it.
Yeah.
When are your cousins coming over?
Tonight.
Where do they live?
Wales. So I don't see them very often.
No. How long have you got them for?
The weekend.
Excellent. And what age are you?
12.
And what age are they?
12 and 14.
12 and 14. So how many times a year do you see them?
Summer holidays and Christmas, usually.
Right. And you're sort of growing up together, the three of you, aren't you?
4 of us, because there's my sister as well.
Oh, your sister?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I hope you have a jolly good skate. And I hope it's burgers and fries or whatever you like to do afterwards all round.
Yeah.
Cheers, Ali.
Okay, then.
I caught you then, listener, wishing you were 12 again. Just saw the tail of that thought disappear into the bushes. Free call 0500 10 53 89. I'm Tommy Boyd. This is The Wonderful Hour. On Talk Radio, there's a good argument for listening.
Tommy Boyd, The Wonderful Hour.
Jenny's our next caller. She's in South Staffordshire. Hello, Jenny.
Hello, Tommy.
What's wonderful?
What's wonderful is seeing my son go to school with a smile on his face and no more waking up in the night crying because he was being bullied at school. That is marvellous.
Yes, that is good news. Well done.
After 18 months of depression, him threatening to commit suicide, being beaten up.
Poor fella. How old is he?
13 and a half.
It happens, doesn't it?
It happens, and to get his old school to recognise they had a problem and to move into a new school and to see a change in the lad. I just wanted to let everybody know there was light at the end of the tunnel.
Fantastic. How do you feel?
like a big cloud's been lifted and we've been given a gift of a new start.
That's wonderful. I can only imagine what it must have been like. First of all, prizing it out of him, because he probably didn't come home on day one and say, "You'll never guess what somebody did to me today." They tend to keep it to themselves, don't they? I don't know why.
Well, they bottle it up. I think it's because they're frightened of what's called dobbing their friends in and being picked out when the teacher says, "What's the matter?"
Yeah.
And that is a terrible thing to do to a child.
Oh. Such an omnipresent piece of British educational culture, mild bullying, but and boys, and I think girls too, kind of get used to an element of it.
Yeah.
But then it's when it turns really nasty.
Yeah. And he's been beaten up and kidney scans and everything else, and now we found a school where there's such an strong anti-bullying policy.
Fantastic.
It's marvellous,
isn't it?
Tommy.
Oh.
I feel so happy, and it's like a whole cloud's lifted from the family. I just wanted to share it with everybody.
Good. Glad you did. Thanks for that.
Thank you very much, Tommy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Here's Jenny, another Jenny. This one's calling from Yorkshire. Yorkshire Jenny, hello.
Oh, hello, Tommy.
Hello.
Oh, you nearly missed me. Nearly went to sleep. We've just come back from holiday, and I must get in my bed and have a comfortable night.
You're knackered, aren't you?
We have been away for 5 nights, and the pillows had more humps than camels. Oh, dear. I haven't had a decent night's sleep.
No.
Had a lovely holiday, mind you.
Where did you go?
Well, a big holiday camp.
Which one?
Butlin.
Whereabouts?
Skegness.
Skeggy!
Lovely. And do you know
Skeggy.
what? We went with my granddaughter, and I enjoyed it as much as her. All these rides.
Oh, yeah.
I've been on them for years.
Oh, yeah, but you can't beat your own bed.
Oh, too right.
No.
And the pillow. I must have my pillow. I'm going to take it with me next time.
I've been trying to have this one out with Jane for a while. She keeps saying, "Isn't our bed wonderful?"
I know.
And why don't we get one like it for the spare bed? Because sometimes she has to have our youngest through the night because he sometimes gets frightened, blah, blah.
Right.
And I always say to her, it's not the bed, it's our bed.
That's right.
Yeah.
You've made all them little moulds and everything, haven't you?
I've got my
jelly mould.
own little bottom cleft on my side of the bed.
I won't tell you what mine is then.
Well, let's not get too personal.
No. Also, Tommy, just before I go, today when I arrived, the post was in the door. I've got all the Talk Radio photographs. Thank you.
Not at all.
Thank you. I did think you looked different to what you sound.
What did I sound like?
Well, do you know how I imagined you?
No.
Well, I won't say younger because that's being rude, but I thought you'd got blonde hair. Why would I think you'd got blonde hair?
Don't know. Perhaps because I sound a bit like an airhead. I don't know.
Well, isn't imagination nice? Anyhow, it's lovely. All the imaginations I thought you all looked like, and now when I see them...
Now you can see that I am actually obviously gypsy stock.
You are lovely.
Yes.
You've got a wonderful voice.
Have I? Free call 0500 10 53 89. So have you, Jen. Here's Phil, calling from Hove. Phil, you're on the Wonderful Hour.
Hello, Phil. Sorry, wrong way around. Hello, Tommy. What's wonderful is getting my own back on the bosses this month.
Excellent.
Last month was really ticked off because I didn't meet my sales targets by £2, £10,000 sales target.
Yeah.
And I get a good salary, everything's okay, but your bonuses are a perk.
Yeah.
And when they don't happen, you feel let down.
Yeah.
And this month I exceeded my sales target by 32p. And it was the other way around. And I've had lots of wonderful things happen this month, kids' birthdays, new house, everything else, usual stuff. But when I opened the report this morning and looked at it, and I thought, that's great. I'm really pleased about that.
Well done, you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Excellent. That's shown them.
Yes, and I spent 2 weeks arguing with them, saying, come on, I'm only £2 short out of 10,000. Have a little...
Thank each other for fun. It's going to be enormous. Tony calls from Essex. Tony, you're on Talk Radio. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tommy. How are you?
I'm well.
Right. I've been on the scene now for approximately 20 to 25 years. In that time, I've seen a lot of changes to the lifestyle elements of S&M. And what you say, D&B, is actually called B&D.
Oh, is it? Oh, right. Thank
Bondage
you.
and domination.
B&D. Thank you.
That's the correct word, is correct?
Thank you very much. B&D.
B&D. As in like CP, corporal punishment.
Oh, right. Oh, S&M, CP, and BD. Is it BD or B&D?
B&D.
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 Okay.
I said about 20 years now I've been on the scene.
On the scene?
I've been a professional there for the last 10 years.
What?
Being a professional master. Yep, professional master.
Can you do this for a living?
Yes.
Holy shamoly.
And there's quite a few people about like this as well. It's a big club.
You didn't get us down at the job centre, did you, pal?
No, I didn't. No.
So, who are your customers?
Primarily females.
No.
Oh, yeah. I work in the London home counties areas. And I've got on my books probably about 250, 300 women.
Really?
I see, yeah.
You see?
Yeah, quite regularly. I see at least 2 a day.
You visit them at their place, or do you have a sort of an office?
Oh, no, normally I go to them.
I see.
Only.
I see.
I was just amazed the first time I've advertised my services. The response was tremendous.
Where did you advertise?
I was just in magazines in London, specialist magazines.
Right.
So well done. All, really good figures the last 3 months. Come on.
Next lot, you really knock 'em dead. Knock 'em dead. Kev calls from Crawley, and Kev will make you probably the last contributor to the wonderful hour this afternoon. We're going to play Now That's What I Call English in a moment. Kev, hello.
Hello, mate.
What's wonderful?
Champions Day at Newmarket tomorrow, Tommy.
Right, now, come on then. What's going to win the Dewhurst for a start?
I think I've got to go with the favourite, Daylami. But let me just tell you, Tommy, this will take 20 seconds. I'm leaving here. I'm on the train to Peterborough. I'm going to Peterborough Dogs tonight. I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to go and have something to eat. I'm going to go to Newmarket. Oh, Tommy, I am so looking forward to it. You cannot believe. I'm watching the 3:45 at the moment, actually.
I'm watching the 3:45 at the moment.
Fallon, who you got? I've done Fallon.
I would have done Sudden Squall if I'd been bothering, but only because of Frankie.
Hey, look at this. I've won this. Fallon's coming through here.
He's had a good season again, hasn't he?
Tommy, this is what it's going to be like tomorrow.
Here we go. Go on then, cheer him up.
Go on, my son.
Go on, my son.
Go on, my son.
Go on, my son.
Here he comes. He
Go
can't
on,
lose
Kieran.
there, Tommy, can he?
Go on, Kieran.
He can't lose.
Ride it out. No, he's going to ride it out. Ride it out. No, ride it out. You're all right. You're all right. He's going again. He's going again.
No, that's wonderful, isn't it?
Hold on. They're coming again. They're coming again.
He's done it.
Go on, boy. He's it. He's done it by a head. By a head. What did you get? Did you get the 8s, 9s? What?
He's gone out to 10 to 1, Tommy.
Oh,
what can I say?
lovely jubbly.
Oh, what a weekend.
Do you know, if you're in the bookies, right, you can always tell if the bloke's horses are going to win or not. Because if your horse is going to win, you go on, my son. And if you know it's going to lose, even though, there might be another 3 furlongs to go, but you can tell, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
You go, come on, my son.
Yeah. Oh, what a week. And dogs tonight is a bonus, absolute bonus.
Dogs tonight.
I can't wait.
Do you do the dogs on the nose, or do you do TriCast or girly bets or what? Forecasts.
Provincial track, Peterborough. So I'm up to mates tonight. We're going to...
Well, 1 and 6, 6 and 5?
Yeah, something like that.
And have you got any big tips for tomorrow?
No, not really. I went last year. I did really well last year, so just pick me. I don't care tomorrow because the quality of what's on offer is just fantastic.
Are you going to bother with the Cesarewitch, or is that for...
Well, I'll have a little leeway on that.
Yeah, what are you going to fancy there? One with the Reevely?
Well, I don't know. She's had one drop out. I don't know. We'll have to wait.
Well, that's all. I don't know about Turnpole. It's lovely talking to you. I can smell your happiness.
Oh, I can't wait, mate.
You will live forever in one weekend.
Have a good weekend.
What a nice man. Free call 0500 10 53 89 is the number. And next, we'll play Now That's What I Call English.
Now That's What I Call English on Talk Radio with IKEA.
All this week, Talk Radio's got together with IKEA to give away thousands of pounds worth of prizes. The competition is called Now That's What I Call English. It's all about your personal definitions of what it means to be English. For example, in 1937, Oliver St. John Gogarty wrote, "The truth is that every Englishman's house is his hospital, particularly the bathroom. Patent medicine is the English patent." Whether it's in praise or despair of Englishness, we want you to join in the debate. All week, people have been registering to take part in Now That's What I Call English. And on the phone now, I'm joined by Tony from Cambridge. Afternoon, Tony.
Hello.
How's you?
Fine, thank you.
Jolly good. In a minute, we're going to play the competition. But first, Tony, what's your idea of something that's typically English?
Well, eccentricity. In particular... I live in Cambridge, which is very English anyway, but there's a beautiful little tea shop that's got an orchard where people sit outside, which is wonderful on a summer's day. But people sit outside even when it's freezing because they've decided they're going out for afternoon tea to sit outside, and they'll sit there in their coats and huddle, and they will have it outside,
damn
whatever.
Will do that.
Yes.
Even if the tea gets watered down by the rain?
Yes.
Yes. Tell me more about this tea shop.
Well, it's in Grantchester, just up the road from Rupert Brooke's vicarage.
Yes, that's quite...
With the honey for tea?
Yes, that's quite a well-known spot, isn't it?
Yes.
OK, well, we're going to send you £100 worth of IKEA vouchers for your definition of Englishness, and we've also arranged the perfect mystery prize for you. All you have to do is get 3 of the following 5 questions right, OK?
Right, thank you.
Now, you mentioned the poet Rupert Brooke. He died of blood poisoning and was buried in which country? Was it Greece or Turkey?
Greece.
Greece is correct. Well done. Which famous Tory and author has a house in Grantchester and wants to be the mayor of London?
Geoffrey Archer.
And God, sometimes. Never mind. 2 out of 3. 2 out of 2. Well done. Which famous trombone-playing band leader had a hit in 1958 with Tea for Two? Was it Joe Loss or Tommy Dorsey?
Tommy Dorsey.
Actually, it was Tommy Dorsey. OK. Now then, this means that Talk Radio and IKEA are going to make sure you always drink tea in style, because we're sending you a superb 21-piece English bone china Royal Dalton tea service from the Clarendon collection worth several £100.
Oh, thank you.
Well, is that all right?
That's lovely, thank you.
OK. Tony, thanks for playing.
Thank you.
And bottoms up.
Thank you very much.
We're playing now That's What I Call English with IKEA all day today as part of English Day on Talk Radio. And the next opportunity to win is with Peter Dealey at 5 o'clock.
Now that's what I call English. All this week on Talk Radio with IKEA. They're Swedes, aren't they?
You can book your 2 penneth on our discussion, which kicks off at about 4:05 this afternoon. My contribution to our Now That's What I Call English Day on Talk Radio is the following. You know, they say that the English, more than any other race, particularly when it comes to sport, but also people like, say, bearded balloonists, for example, who from time to time I have thought have deliberately landed themselves in the drink because they don't want the English to think they're too successful. The English love a loser. And I don't know if that's true. I'd be particularly interested to get the views of your Scott, your Taff, and your Paddy on that one. Free call 0500 10 53 89. Is it that the English love a loser, or just that they are a bunch of losers? That's next. I'm Tommy Boyd. This is Talk Radio.
Don't forget to subscribe and like. Comment too if you wish. Even slap your legs and make a purchase from Ann Summers. But don't do nothing.